Yes, traders. Yeah, it is another time, another weekend, and I'm carrying on with our day-to-day analysis. And it is just now weekend to weekend now. It is weekend to weekend. So now it is another weekend, and then I'm going to share another live analysis for the coming week. And here is analysis on USDCAD. I already shared analysis on gold, so if you have not yet watched it, you may watch it. Actually, it is very recent video showing projection for the coming week. So welcome to some Forex, and now I'm going to share analysis on USDCAD. I want to show you what do we expect for the coming week. And it is just a continuation of what I shared last week. Always everything is okay with analysis. The market always is going through those paths that I usually anticipate. So now in over 85%, actually I can say in over 85% of the market move, always respect what I usually share in my weekend to weekend analysis. So now this is USDCAD in daily time frame, and usually I share mainly 2 or 3 time frames only because I need to have short videos, so I cannot analyze in each and every time frame. So usually I can use just a few time frames in order to have that frame of the direction of the market, and then you can add your analysis for other time frames or for the remaining time frames. So I will have analysis on daily time frame and on 4 hours time frame. So now looking on daily time frame, now we find that market completed this upward move, which was an impasse. Now 1 2 3 4 5 to the top. Now this was completed. Now the market then started a correction. Now what we're going to see now is correction completed, or it is still underway. So that's what we're going to see. Now we find that we had this wave labeled as A, then it was corrected to the top. Now we are in wave C. So what we're supposed to understand now, what's going on in this wave C. Now this wave C, I remember my last week analysis. I will never show that recap, but always you can watch my my previous week analysis. Always the market was around this area. Always it was the market closed on the 8th. Now it was around this area. Now the market closed on 8th of October, and then it opened on 11th of October. So my projection was around this area, whereby my main observation was market is going to correct a little bit to the upside, and then it will keep on moving to the downside. That was my observation. And now this downward move was completion of the 5th wave to the downside. Now in formation of this or in the completion of formation of this wave C. Now what the market did, always it had a very short move to the upside. Now it was very short. Now we have this bullish candle here, a very small bullish candle. So now the correction was not to that extent that I was expecting. So it was very short, but no problem at all, because the market kept on moving down to the direction where I was expecting. So now what happened with this move? Now we have the first move around this area, and then we have this big move in this area. So now what's going on? With this this longer move to the downside? Now based on this week movement, based on the weekly movement, the observation is now has a little bit changed, whereby this final move to the downside is no longer the 5th wave. Now this final move to the downside is no longer the 5th wave, because correction around this area was not that deep to an extent that I was expecting. So now this is no longer the 5th wave. This downward move is no longer the 5th wave, but what we expect is the 3rd wave is extended. Now what we expect here is there is extension in the 3rd wave. So Now our labels will be the first wave, the second wave. Now this will be the third wave, so we'll wait for the fourth wave, then fifth wave to the downside. So this is the observation now, the general observation. I have not yet maybe moved it to other time frames, and I have not maybe presented things like Fibonacci, and also have those we have those channels, and then we have those zones, support and resistance. I have not presented those things, but the overall direction for the market in USDCAD, we expect that it has completed the fifth wave, the third wave, the fifth wave of the third wave now. So it will correct with the fourth wave that is expected to be little bit bigger compared to this second wave, because those correction along this move was very short, where they were very small. Now they were not that deep, so we expect it to have a deep or big correction, not necessary to be deep, but it must be big correction. So that correction must take around this area. So after that correction, our expectations are completion of the fifth wave to the downside. Now this is the overall market structure in daily time frame. So I can move to hourly, to 4 hours now. I can move to 4 hours, to 4 hours, to 4 hours. I can see what's going on, in 4 hours time frame, whereby in 4 hours we can have a clear market structure of the third wave, whereby the third wave now it is clearly seen as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to the downside. So it is like a very clear 5 wave move to the downside in the completion of the third wave. So it is extension of the third wave. So I can maybe add a degree for this one. Let me put this as a minute, and then I will have the internal counts. Now I will have internal counts for the third wave. Now this is the third wave. Now the fifth of the third wave. Now this has got an extension, so it is in a lower degree. I can put this as sub micro, and then I can change color also. So now we have extension of the third wave. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to the downside in completion of the third wave, and then we expect a correction around this area, and then it will keep on moving to the downside. So the idea here is to understand how far the market is going to move to the downside. So how far the market is going to move, we may consider the idea of depth of correction, whereby in most cases when the correction is deep, it is always expected to spine around the level of the second wave. Now it's usually expected to spine or to move to around the area where the second wave was moved to. So we expect this one may end around this area, but if it goes beyond this level, it's not maybe wrong. It will be invalid now if it will move far down beyond this area where the fourth wave ended. So the market, it can move at any depth to the downside, but it must not move beyond this level. It must not move beyond this level. So we expect it may move maybe beyond this the area where I have marked based on the depth of correction. It may move beyond and then turn to the upside. So this is the observation for this fifth wave now, for the distance to be traveled by the fifth wave. So the depth of the fifth wave is expected to spine around those areas. But now, how far the correction is going to move or to travel, how far correction is going to travel, so we can use ideas of channels. We can have ideas of channels and other things. They may show us where the market is going to move to. So maybe we connect the high of the first wave and the third wave, and then the level at which the fourth wave is going to end will be based on this parallel line, I mean this upper channel which is parallel to the lower channel. So we expect the fourth wave, it may hit this level and then continue to the downside at the fifth wave. So these are the observation, and also we can add the idea of a level, a broken level here. So we have a broken level where the market bounced in a previous, and then it is finally broken. So it may move up retesting this level, and then it may proceed to the downside in the completion of the fifth wave, of wave C. Now this is the general observation, but we have another observation that do not make sense. By the way, it don't make that sense, but sometimes it may happen. The market may move beyond this area, then it retest and keep on moving to the upside, but always there's nothing important to talk about this direction. So let's hold with this this downward observation, and I'm sure this is going to work. Actually, the downward observation is mainly it has got many confluences, so it is mostly supported. But what to expect on the beginning of the coming week, now the first 2 days, now it may be the first 2 days of the week, the market may be up, or maybe now I'm in a 4 hour, so maybe the first and the second day of the week the market may be up, correcting this structure. So starting from maybe the third day and the remaining days of the week, the market probably may start moving to the downside, but this will depend on the building structure of the fourth wave. Sometimes if the fourth wave is always sideways movement that has got extension in terms of time, so it may take several days moving to the sideways. Example, if it takes a form of triangle, always it must take too long to get completed. But if it will take a simple structure, things like zigzag, so it may be it may get completed in 2 or maximum maybe in 3 days. So always that's what to expect in 4 hours, and that's the overall direction for USDCAD for the coming week. So you can add your own analysis. You can go to other time frames like hourly, 30 minutes, and the remaining time frames, and also you can see on higher time frames like weekly to see maybe what is expected on USDCAD. But what I provide here is just an overall direction for the market, and mostly it is respected. Now in most of times it is respected, just the very minor deviations that we find in our analysis for all the weekends that we have been sharing those analyses. So thank you for your time and have a nice weekend, and welcome again to Awesome Forex.